Here I am doing a YouTube video. The reason for this is to expose the ineptitude of Pacific Gas and Electric, PG&E, and how they're messing with the public. I went online and they have no good reviews. Their customer service is rated like terrible, and I can see why. I've been dealing with them lately. Something came up with me. See, there's the PG&E access point, I guess you'd call that. It's kind of like a manhole. They went down in that manhole, and then they had to dig. So, nothing wrong with that. You know, they got to do what they need to do. But they took the dirt that they dug out of there and they dumped it on my side yard. I don't know if you can see this because of the lighting in the morning sun here. The dirt doesn't exactly glisten off the morning sun. But, there's probably 15 to 20 shovelfuls, I would say. I would estimate close to a yard of dirt was thrown on my side yard. Now, I have to admit, this side yard is not exactly Bouchard Gardens. It's really a bunch of weeds. And the dirt doesn't really degrade it so much, but it's just not the right thing to do. Here's my smart meter on the gas. Here's a smart meter on the electricity. I came out of the house and I noticed them installing them, or one of them. This was a while ago. And they were really sneaky about that too. They didn't really say that they were installing a smart meter. I didn't really know too much about them at the time. But the way they operate is suspect at best. Now here's another situation. About 5 years ago, they were doing some PG&E work. I believe it was to power up a remod across the street, a second unit actually. So they tore up the cement, the sidewalk in front of my house, and this is how they patched it up. Look at that. I mean, it's terrible. They didn't repatch it with cement. They used a bargain brand asphaltium, like cold patch, and just patched it in there really sloppily. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And not only did they patch it with an inferior product and did a slop job to boot, they didn't even go all the way to the edge of the sidewalk. Look at that. That's dirt. That's nothing more than dirt, hard-packed dirt now. Like I said, it was like 5 years ago. When they did it, I thought it was just a temporary kind of thing. But no. That's what they try and get away with. When I confronted them about the dirt piled on the side yard, they came out and took a look at it. They didn't mention anything about this. Obviously, they could see that. If I hadn't brought that up, they wouldn't have brought it up. They would have just let it stay there. As it is, because of my pressure, they are going to fix that. As far as the side yard goes, they offered to clean it up. And that's just, it's ridiculous. You know, this is like a criminal violation. You know, they should serve time for this. Anyway, just so that you don't think that I just have weeds in my yard, here's the main yard, which I keep up pretty good. The reason the weeds are on the side yard is here in California, it's almost as if there's always a water shortage. So I made a decision just to let that go wild and my backyard go wild, but take good care of the front yard, the main part of the front yard. So here it is. I'm keeping this green and clipped. It does need to get mown, but other than that, it's doing pretty good and looking pretty good. There's my magnolia tree. To settle with them, I gave them the offer, if you could just trim this tree, a little bit, that would satisfy me. And but they don't want to do that. So I'll give a rating to PG&E of like 0, less than 0. They are bad actors. Thank you for listening.